Hello, and welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun, and we're doing a cigar review yet again. This one is the Cuba Libre, the Brute. It's a box press. This is not the drink made with cola, lime, and rum. I don't think you want to put this in a glass with a little bit of rum, and so... Anyways,
if you were an ogre, you could probably drink it because you could stomach the tobacco, but most people that eat tobacco get really sick or die.
This is a very nice Cuban seed Corojo wrapper with a Honduran Jalapa Valley long filler, and I believe there's a bit of Lajaro in this from that. The box press is semi-roundish.
If I remember correctly, Cuba Libre is another AJ Fernandez.
I do not know who makes the Cuba Libre. I did not look that up. Something I usually do, too. So, anyways,
I apologize for my sneezing.
I have now smoked 4 of these prior to this one. Usually I do these reviews without having any prejudices or anything. Every one of these that I've smoked so far has a tendency to want to canoe horribly. And even just barely smoking it and trying to slow up as much as possible doesn't seem to correct the wonkiness for me. I don't know if it's just the cigar is a bad mix for me or whether they're bad for everyone. This came from a good friend who actually really enjoys these and considers them a bit of a secret weapon of sorts. So
why does he consider it a secret?
Well, he really likes them now and then. So I suppose it's one of those where you want something sort of short and you don't want to smoke forever, and this is a good alternative. So
well, this is Johnny Stix?
Yes.
Well, thank you, Johnny Stix, for this cigar. I do want to say, you know what I like? I like these big ring gauge box presses.
This is supposed to be a 60 ring gauge, but because of the box press, it's actually rather hard to tell and looks barely like a 50. But
smoke them if you got them.
There's a very slight sweetness off the wrapper.
I'm picking up nothing.
The foot has a slight hint of hay to it.
Exactly. That's the only thing I'm picking up.
Oh, there's a sweetness coming off the leaf. But anyways, we're going to fire this up.
Firing it up.
Oh, and a dry hit is rather sweet, too, by the way.
I didn't try it, so I can't confirm or deny it.
Well, shame on you for not trying.
I wasn't thinking about it.
Oh, you weren't, were you? You just wanted to smoke. The Nub Queen's just really a cigar queen at heart. Wants to smoke and smoke and smoke.
Tonight, everyone, I'm going to have to dig into my humidor for when my friend comes to visit us at 7, and I want to share a story with you all. I'm going to have to find a cigar to celebrate with Aaron, possibly, of some good news that came by with me today. That's a good news cigar, thanks to Aaron and his handiwork yet again. He is just a brilliant genius.
To this point, semi-peppery, slightly buttery, slightly salty. Reminds me a bit of a hot buttered popcorn.
Oh yeah, the popcorn definitely. It's got creamy butteriness, light salt. I'm not picking up any hints of pepper, so I disagree with my companion here. However, I will say I do love my nickname from Johnny Stix, the Dynamic Cigar Duo, pretty much.
The Dynamic Duo. I just hope you're the one who gets to turn into something useless. Oh wait, that was the Wonder Twins. The one would end up turning into a mop, the other would end up being a bucket of water.
Well, would probably be like Spider Woman or
I believe it was
Supergirl would be me.
I believe in the Wonder Twins, it was always the guy who turned into something useless, while as the girl always turned into the tool that could be useful.
Well, I am going to say, for me, I'm either Batgirl, Supergirl, or Wonder Woman. And
Yeah,
what would
you make
be?
me wonder too. Me, I don't know. I'd like to be the Invisible Man. Sometimes I'd rather just sit at a restaurant and have no one take notice of me. Having a service dog, everybody notices.
I want to change my name and be Alana Quatermain. Yes, in my trusty rifle, and we're going to find the Temple of Gold.
Or just a Sherlock Holmes. And don't consider that what Sherlock had wasn't a superpower. I'm sorry, that is a real superpower, and it's actually a real one.
Yeah, and he used it while he was on heroin a lot of times, or cocaine.
I don't have to imitate him and everything. But instead of having a 3-cigar session at night trying to figure things out, I can have a 3-pipe session. I can have a 3-cigar session.
Yeah, and I bet you Watson would have enjoyed it because he was more of a cigar smoker anyways.
I wonder if they make an Arcadia cigar rather than an Arcadian cigar pipe tobacco.
I have no clue. So, we've already spoken enough and rambled on in this video. I think anything more you want to say?
Other than that, this has lots of smoke coming out of it, and this one's actually behaving itself so far. I mean, I have a little bit that doesn't want to burn on the outer right part, but
I'm going to let this work itself out, which I've been learning to do.
Yours looks like it's doing good, too, on its own. So,
all right. Please
we will see you at a third of the way in.
Part.
Oh, we're recording. Welcome back. Didn't know we were recording. So, we're at about the halfway point of this Cuba Libre brew. And, I'm having much better construction luck than usual, and so is Rita, which is good. I guess they are somewhat hit and miss then. I have had 2 light fixes, nothing major, but the flavors are incredible. Mostly kind of a, I don't know how to best word it. There's still a little cinnamon flavor. Some honey.
There was cinnamon and honey flavor, and I expect it to be one of those tasty beers that I like at the gas station.
There's some spice in here.
Ale, I should say. Hard ale.
So, cinnamon, honey, spice, and leather notes. Yeah, just really enjoying the flavor. It's what I was saying in the last video about a marriage of flavors. This is a good marriage of flavors, and it goes very well with each other. They complement each other, and it rounds off nicely.
I find this to be very good. Not many wonky burns. I had like 3 small fixes. Otherwise, it's just been slow burning. I'm hoping that, no offense to the cigar smokers out there, that this speeds up. Because it's almost dinner time, and I'd like to get dinner in before we get to our next review, and then we're waiting for a friend to come. So,
I didn't think we had another review today.
I thought you said we were. Oh well, I'll just grab a nub or something till our friend comes. Anyways, I find this to be very tasty, very good. I'm picking up a light hint of Lajero. I'm picking up a bunch of creaminess, butteriness, light pepper, maybe a little salt. But otherwise, that's what I'm picking up, and maybe a dab of cedar. But like I said, otherwise, it has been a good complimentary cigar, and the flavors marry itself well, so it complements each other. So whoever made this, whether it be AJ Fernandez or someone else, it was a very good cigar. So,
So we'll get back to you in the final third of this. We'll see you then. Well, welcome back to the final third of this Cuba Libre. And again, not the rum and coke. Essentially, that's what we call it in America, but it's called a Cuba Libre most everywhere else and includes a pinch of lime. I also wanted to say I'd like to try this in the Unica size, which is a 6.2 by 54 Toro, or the Solomon, which is a 7 by 58. Reason for that is I've always tried them as the brute. Maybe it's just a box press issue, but this time I have not had any wonky burns whatsoever.
I've had 4 minor teeny-weeny fixes, but as you can see, there's not much wonky
Well, I
burn
had
here.
3, but that's nothing compared to what I'm used to having in this. So, the flavors are dark and rich. This is like having a chocolate cake for dessert. And one of those that can almost put you in a coma. Very tasty. The flavors in this are very nutty and leathery. Lots of spice going on right now. Good, decent body to it. All in all, it's a fairly impressive cigar, as long as it burns right.
I'm gonna say this is burned pretty much flawless. The flavor is amazing for a 4.5 by 60. I like those size, so that's my size, 4 to 6 inch by 60 hex 70 green gauge is great. Now the other thing I wanted to say was the flavors are really good. It's billows of smoke, buckets and buckets. I find the cigars flavors to be right now mostly cedar and some spice, which is more likely the Ligero, but the transition is not bad. The creaminess is still there and the butteriness.
Yeah, there's still some butteriness to it.
I just think, this cigar in general is just a damn good cigar, and I highly recommend it.
And yet the first time either one of us tried this, we both hated it. In fact, Rita thought about getting a fat camper herself from CI and decided not to because of the brutes in it.
I do want to say, my research says this is Nestor Placentia.
Same person who did the Immortal and Carnage that we reviewed earlier. So there you have it.
Nestor Placentia also does some house blends for Finsk, as I remember in their catalog.
Mm-hmm. He does a lot of house blends for a lot of places. I believe he's part of Miami Cigar Company, but don't quote me on that. That's off the top of my head.
I highly recommend the cigar, and like I said, the first time around, I wanted to get a fat camp sampler, but I did not. Right now, I'm getting some minor wonky burn, but that's because it's the end or the fact that if you hear in the background, we do got the box fan going.
Well, it's getting real hot out here, which it's nice to finally feel it heating up, but I'm kind of dreading it being 90 out here or higher.
So, my opinion, I highly recommend this. If you do get it, just remember, cigars, in my opinion, and this is just my own professional opinion, is it is hit and miss with cigars. One cigar you might get works perfectly while your buddy's got nothing but pure wonky or crappy burns, and then he won't recommend it. So it is buyer's discretion when it comes to cigars. Anything else?
Nope. I've just got to say that I would recommend giving this a try. I just heard of somebody today getting these at an insane price on CBIT, so that's actually really cool. I think they got a 5-pack for something like $8.
Was this our own buddy?
No.
No,
this was a friend of mine from Cigar Cartel.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Thank you. May God bless you in all you do. And enjoy every puff.